There's no small parts in a galaxy this big. If you thought you saw some familiar faces in Episode 6 of Ahsoka, you were right. Here's where you've seen these actors before. You just never know who's going to show up in a galaxy far, far away these days. Whether it's Cousin Richie from The Bear popping in to assist with the Aldhani heist on Andor, or JD from Scrubs appearing on Obi-Wan Kenobi, the supporting cast of the Star Wars franchise is an eclectic collection of top-of-the-line character actors and fan favorites. Sometimes, however, you might not even recognize them, as they're buried under layers of makeup or wearing a helmet the entire time. Speaking of, let's take a look at the newest episode of Ahsoka. Titled Far, Far Away, the episode follows those aboard the Eye of Sion to Peridia, the extragalactic homeworld of the Dathomiri, and a planet so ancient it had fallen into myth. There, we finally got our long-awaited introduction to the live-action Grand Admiral Thrawn, with Lars Mikkelsen reprising his role from the animated series Star Wars Rebels. Since his defeat at Ezra Bridger's hands during the Battle of Lothal in the Rebels finale, Thrawn has clearly gained a new appreciation for the Force and all its mysteries. As such, he's now aligned himself with the Great Mother and Nightsister Clotho, and the other witches of Dathomir on Peridia, giving him a shiny new weapon in his arsenal to go with his army of troopers led by Captain Enoch.
The mercenaries have departed.
Good. Prepare to attack squads. Wait for Lord Balin's signal.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Star Wars just quietly added 2 more celebrated sci-fi veterans to its ranks, with Claudia Black and Wes Chatham, who play Clotho and Enoch. Black, for those not in the know, came to fame by playing Aaron's son in Farscape, the hit 90s-born sci-fi series that still has a devoted fan base. She would go on to play a notable part on Stargate SG-1, and has since developed a habit of showing up for multi-episode stints on genre shows, as varied as Rick and Morty, Roswell, New Mexico, and The Nevers. Black is also a rather prolific video game voice actor, having voiced Chloe in the Uncharted series and starring in the Mass Effect franchise. No slouch himself, Chatham played Amos Burton across all 6 seasons of The Expanse, prior to his turn on Ahsoka. He also had a small role as the rebel cameraman Castor in the Hunger Games movies, and briefly appeared as a SWAT agent in Christopher Nolan's Tenet, further cementing his bona fides in the sci-fi genre. With Thrawn's old bodyguard and go-to assassin Rook no longer in the picture after his demise on Rebels, that leaves a nice opening for Enoch to fill in the remaining episodes of Ahsoka and potentially beyond, giving Chatham another feather to add to his cap. Having been trapped on Peridia for years, Thrawn has undoubtedly spent that time devising an ingenious plan for what he intends to do upon returning to the known Star Wars galaxy and reuniting the remnants of the fallen galactic empire. That could well involve using the Nightsisters to create an army of the dead with their dark magic, much like they once did on the animated series Star Wars The Clone Wars. If so, that will also leave it to Enoch to lead Thrawn's Night Troopers, giving him a 2-pronged means of attacking and potentially taking down the struggling New Republic. To that very point, it's feasible, if a little unlikely, that both Clotho and Enoch will have substantial roles to play in Ahsoka creator Dave Filoni's take on the franchise going forward. That could even extend to them being a key part of the movie Filoni is planning to direct down the line, which itself will serve as the culmination of the overarching story of The Mandalorian and its spin-offs. Failing that, it's just nice to see a pair of sci-fi aficionados getting their chance to appear in arguably the biggest and best-known sci-fi property of all time. New episodes of Ahsoka drop Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Disney+.